This episode of The Movie Men is brought to you by media sales consultant Tim DeArmond.
Your source for daily traditional and digital marketing insights and advice.
For more information, check out the link posted in the show notes below. Well, hey everyone, and welcome.
Welcome.
It's, when one welcome doesn't quite do it, say it 3 times.
Well, see, it's just that I feel like the floor of a taxi cab, so I didn't know what else to say.
I don't know what that means. I have is that a saying?
That's a quote from Ghostbusters.
I feel like the floor of a taxi cab.
Yeah.
I don't know that quote.
I forget which one of the 4 guys said it, but, well, we can get to that later. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Welcome, everyone. I just have... We'll do regular housekeeping at the end of the show.
Sure.
There's just one piece of quasi-housekeeping that I'd kind of like to do right now, if that's okay with my cohort. He doesn't know anything about this, so...
Sure.
All right. As some of you may or may not have noticed, on the internets, over the last couple of, I'd say months, there have been more and more headlines, movie news, being posted from a website called We Got This Covered. Have you seen anything like that, Pete? Have you seen these, it'll be a article or a headline saying, Ace Ventura, they're going to do another Ace Ventura, or just like this really always super fantastical sounding movie news. Always things that sound like, oh man, yeah, this is really exciting.
Right. Something that's
those?
kind of like honing in on your heartstrings of like this fantastical.
Yeah, exactly. And 9 times out of 10, the source, the website that it's come from, is a website called WeGotThisCovered.com.
Okay.
Does that stand out to you at all?
Not particularly.
Okay, well, keep an eye out for it.
Okay.
My message to you and to the good people are stop clicking those links.
Right.
Stop sharing them.
Yep.
We Got This Covered is the biggest distributor online of fake news clickbait garbage.
That's honestly what I was thinking. Like, if this just sounds like total clickbait crap, right?
There is a website out there that's dedicated towards monitoring how often We Got This Covered is truthful.
Oh man.
And it's something like 7%. 7% of the time when they break a piece of movie news, 7% of the time it turns out to be true.
And so you know what I'm curious about? Like, is that 7 out of 100 stories are true, or is that just a percentage of when they post a story, it's based on like 7/100ths of a truth, and then they expound it and make it just total garbage?
I think maybe I think they post enough crap that sometimes they just get lucky
by accident.
Yesterday, I didn't do today's stats because today's not over yet.
Sure,
but if you go to their website, there's different categories. Like you can look at comic book news, you can look at movie news, you can look at sports news, you can look at music news. Obviously, the one that's most applicable to us is movies.
Sure.
If you click on the movie news section.
Yeah.
Yesterday, We Got This Cover broke 26 movie news related stories.
In one day.
In one day, yesterday.
So
yesterday they broke 26, more than once an hour.
More than once an hour.
They posted something fantastic sounding. And the only way you get numbers like that
Mm-hmm.
is if you're making shit up.
Yeah. Yeah, for
And
sure.
this drives me nuts because this is ruining fandom. It's people getting less excited. People get burned by stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then don't get excited when they see movie news because they don't even know anymore. They don't know what's true.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think that's even exclusively for movie news. Just I think clickbait in general is just, causes yeah.
Yeah, yesterday. Okay, I'll skip through a couple of them here. Rogue One co-writer wants to make a Star Fox movie,
Huh.
but the only person who's reporting that is We Got This Covered. Vulture's outfit in Morbius trailer links to the Spider-Man Homecoming. But Vulture's outfit isn't in the trailer. I mean, Michael Keaton shows up, and that's amazing. Right? Chris Rock promises new Saw movie will be gory and bloody. But they take these interviews,
Right.
and they take one sentence completely out of context.
Sure.
Robert Pattinson wants to push Batman as far as possible.
Ugh. Right.
Sir Ian McKellen reveals private journals he kept while making The Lord of the Rings. Right?
Yeah.
Original Incredible Hulk actor says he's not impressed with the MCU's Hulk. Like, stuff that you go, oh, geez, I need,
I'm intrigued. Yeah.
Star Wars fans freaking out over deleted scene of Han kissing Luke. There you go.
What? What?
There you go. Anyways, long story short, stop. Just stop.
Long story short, sign of the times. Like, this is the clickbait era. It's just par for the course, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, my big thing, because I care about our fans, I care about our movie fans.
True. Yep.
I care about people who aren't our fans but are movie fans.
True. Yep.
Stop getting your hopes up based on We Got This Covered news, and stop spreading We Got This Covered news, because We Got This Covered have no they have no integrity.
Right. Yep.
Right? It's about clicking. And that's going to catch up to them, for sure.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, all of that aside, sorry about that rant.
Oh, hey. Gotta get it off your chest.
It's got my blood boiling. So this week we're back into doing movie reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a vote.
Yes.
And this was a very interesting vote. We did a vote of 4 films that my friend Peter, Peter, had not seen.
Right.
And not just like random, not like, no, I haven't seen Stab a Homeless Man in the Deep, some indie film that was like,
which is a great movie.
It's fantastic. But these were films that were somewhat iconic films. Bigger deal movies, crazy movies that it felt genuinely crazy to me that you'd gotten this far without seeing.
Potentially.
Well, no, that's subjective.
What
To me, it was crazy that you had not seen
I
them.
see. Yeah. That's fair.
Right?
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
Yep.
And on that list was Terminator, which you still have not seen.
Correct.
Which will need to be rectified at some point.
Yep.
Also on that list was Space Jam, which almost won.
It was so close. Again,
it was very close.
Another instance of the bonus votes really dictating where things went, and it really came down to the last vote.
Yeah, absolutely. Also on that list was Men in Black.
Yeah.
Which I think you would love.
Yeah.
and finally was Ghostbusters, the original 1984 Ivan Reitman Ghostbusters.
Right. Right.
And that's the one that won.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty happy because I would say that on that list, if you could only watch one,
Right.
that's the one you need to watch.
Right. Yep.
I'm very disappointed. So I watched it last night, just to be, partially to be fresh and partially because it's freaking Ghostbusters. Like, if you don't carve out a little bit of time once a week to watch Ghostbusters, then you're not, you're doing yourself a disservice, basically.
Right.
But I was a little bit sad while watching it last night because I realized,
Really?
to me, I will watch a movie that I've seen 100 times.
Sure.
If I'm showing it to someone new.
Right.
If I can re-experience the first time seeing a film through a film virgin's experience.
Right, because when someone gasps,
then that's exciting.
When someone, like the person who's new to it, gasps or jumps, and you kind of you revisit, like, oh yeah, that's what I totally did in this scene. Yeah, it's a new breath of life.
And I think it's really validating too. Like, I think,
right, yeah, that's true.
I think when someone who hasn't seen it before laughs at a scene that you think is funny, when they jump at a scene that you think is frightening,
Right.
when they cry at a scene that you think is sad.
Right.
That kind of validates you, and you kind of go, yeah, you know what, that is funny. I good. Yeah. I'm not an idiot, but
right.
yeah. So, anyways, I didn't get to watch this one with you. I didn't get to experience you watching it.
Right. Right.
Which, yeah, I think is unfortunate. But it is what it is, and
Right.
I'm fairly certain I will experience you experiencing the new one. But that'll be interesting and exciting because that'll be a new experience for both of us.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was your first time. You're how old are you? You're pushing 30.
Let's just leave it at that. The more I think about it, the more depressing it is. So
You're pushing 30 and only just watched Ghostbusters.
right. Yeah.
So walk me through this. Tell me
Tell me more.
what your thoughts are. I'll start by saying I think there's only one flaw in this film. There's only one moment that I won't defend violently if need be.
Yep.
And it's not even, it's kind of like a whatever.
Okay.
I'm over it. Doesn't bother me. Who cares?
It's not a deal breaker for you.
It's not at all a deal breaker.
Right. Okay.
And aside from this one moment, I think the rest of the film is pretty much flawless.
Cool. Okay.
So let me have it.
Well, I mean, ultimately, I enjoyed it. I'm just talking just big picture. I do wonder if I saw it too late in my life. Because I'll keep going, but I want to bounce this back to how old were you when you watched this for the first time? Because neither of us were alive in the 80s, so we obviously didn't see it when it came out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you were almost alive in the 80s. I don't...
Actually, no, I wasn't.
Almost, I said. Almost.
Well...
You were born in 90, weren't you?
90 feels like yesterday.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know for certain.
Okay.
But my guess, like if I had to ballpark it,
Sure.
I would say I couldn't have been much older than 6 or 7.
Right. So
maybe younger, but definitely not older.
Definitely not older. So I think this would have been one of those movies that if I had seen it around that age, it definitely would have adhered more to me, just because it's very actiony, and like I could see how young kids could just really get into this story and the action, and some of the comedy they'd understand, some they wouldn't. And then I feel this would be one of those movies that as I aged, when I rewatched it at different stages of my life, I would appreciate different aspects. And then where I am today, again, I would watch it and appreciate some new aspects to it. So I didn't dislike it, but I didn't. I'm obviously not at the same fandom level as you, and I think that would be that would be a pretty high ask, right?
I think it would. I do think, whether it be something we review or whether it be a recommendation to you or however
Right.
that plays out,
Yep.
I do think watching the second one is in order.
Cool.
And I think the only way you become a huge fan of something is by repeat exposure to it.
Right. So,
Right, and really kind of delving in. Like there's a TV show, an animated TV show, which I would say,
right. Yeah.
you know, for someone like me, I would go back and watch it for sure. I would say for someone like you,
Yep.
maybe you've missed
The boat.
the train on that one.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think Ghostbusters is the type of film that the more you watch it, the more you love it.
Right. And I can totally get that feeling because when I'm watching this, there's some movies, whether it's recommendations or just movies we're reviewing or just movies I'm watching on my own, I can tell I would have no need to rewatch this movie. But there are aspects to this that I feel like I do want to watch this again someday, whether it's just with people, whether it's just on my own. And I feel like it would have some life that I could get some more out of it on further views.
Okay, tell me. Let's start by talking about some of the things that we love about this film.
For sure.
Some of its merits, some of its in our opinion, its strong points. So, what's something that really stands out to you as a unique about this film, or just a total service to the film?
So this isn't the only film that does this, and I'm not sure if I'm overlooking some of the actual film and just jumping to this right away. But I mean, the main actors in this movie make this movie. I mean, so I'm talking about Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, like the whole crew. And just even the whole story aside, just watching these in this case gentlemen acting was just entertaining, funny, and captivating. Like, I love Bill Murray so much. Dan Aykroyd is great.
Yeah, this is a film that is chocked full of standout performances. Now think about that.
Yes.
Often you'll go and you'll watch a movie, and everyone's pretty good in it.
Yeah.
But one person had a standout performance. One person stole the movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Multiple people in this movie. Most of the main characters in this movie have steal the movie, have standout performances.
And it's not too much in one favor or too much on one side. Like there's not one person kind of honing in on all kind of like the moments. Like even what's his name? Who plays the neighbor? Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis. Yeah,
like
Louis Tully.
He's not even that main of a character. Like he's not that important. He has a bit of importance with like the plot, but ultimately he's just like a random. And like he even just like adds just like he plays his role well. It's entertaining. It's funny. It's kind of just like a light break from what's going on. Yeah. So I guess the main thing is the actors in this movie, and I don't know if the movie would be the same without them.
And not all of them were huge at the time, but what a huge cast!
Yeah, it's
Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Annie Potts,
right?
Rick Moranis, Ernie Hudson, right? Like, what a star-studded cast by today's standards.
When whether depending on where they were in their career, but when you look at Star Wars and kind of the attrition that basically it was just Harrison Ford that kind of carried on and really had a bit of a career. Like these are all people who were younger in their careers at this time and all went on and branched out and had fantastic careers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Was what else do I enjoy? I think I enjoy the humor in this.
It's so subtle. It's subtle and real comedy.
Yeah, I think there's varying levels too. Like there's some subtleness, there's some in your face stuff. There's some stuff I'm like, did that just happen? Like, isn't this a kids movie? But like, it's
and it doesn't
flows.
rely too much on slapstick. Like there's one or two. The fact that Lewis keeps getting locked out of his house is funny.
But yeah, no, I'd agree.
But there's no like fall down gags. There's no.
No. Like
You know.
the closest it comes to it is in the hotel when like they're blowing the chandeliers up, but it's not in your face. Like it's not over the top. It's not. It doesn't insult the audience. Like it's literally just one scene, and like it's. Yeah, I would agree.
Right. And what I love about that scene. Let's talk about that whole scene
Sure.
at the Sedgwick Hotel, where we first get introduced to Slimer, who is the green ghost that
Sure.
they catch there.
Mhm.
Adequately named for the fact that he slimes Venkman. This is a scene, like just everything about it. It's three guys on their first call in a relatively serious, like they're not catching mice, right? Their first call in a high-end hotel, catching a ghost with unlicensed, unpracticed, and untested nuclear accelerators strapped to their backs.
Right. Yeah.
And I think just like the genius of their acting in the sense that none of them are particularly confident or sure, like Venkman never is. Bill Murray's character is always just kind of along for the ride.
Absolutely.
Right? He takes a piece of equipment to Dana Barrett's house when he goes to, survey the place. He has no idea what that thing does.
No.
She says, "What is that thing what's that thing you're doing?" And he says, "It's technical."
Yeah.
Right? Like he's got no idea. And I think that speaks to like all four Ghostbusters have uniquely different characters. They all play a different piece of a puzzle. They all come, no two of them are that much alike.
Right. Yep.
And so and I think that's played out so well.
Sure. Yeah. Like, is there a more recognizable pop culture song, like movie theme song? Like this movie, I know those Ghostbusters song, and even when it kind of came on in the movie, I was kind of like doing a little jig. Like it's.
I'll do you one better.
Sure.
How many 1980s comedies have their own theme song?
Yeah, this movie's kind of on its own in that regard. And I was trying to think of another movie theme that was as popular as this. Because there's movies like Back to the Future that has The Power of Love, but like that's not, it was just a song that was used in a movie that's associated with a movie. It's not a song named after the movie.
Right. Yeah. That's it. Is that it's a song you can sing along to, and it's the Ghostbusters theme, not a song that was used in Ghostbusters.
Right. Yeah.
It's the Ghostbusters theme. Okay, tear it apart now.
No.
What don't you like? Come on.
It's not even that I want to tear it apart. Like I think what I enjoyed is just can be summarized in like a few points, and that's it. That's
Okay.
it's.
But what didn't you like?
I wouldn't say so. I do this, and this isn't what I say. Let me just say this. You've mentioned on the show before that, say, The Wizard of Oz, how you like it, and that's a movie you would be curious about having remade and just exploring that kind of universe. I would be interested in remake of this movie, just out of principle. I don't actually want this movie remade. Like, I don't want to upset actual Ghostbuster fans. But this movie's ghosts were, there was like the demon and like the alien and like the demigods and whatnot. But there was like the green blob and the kind of the silly ghost in the library who's just pooping around and reading a book and then just jump scares everyone. It'd be interesting to have this movie with a bit more of a serious tone, like if it was like an actual kind of a thriller suspense movie. I would be eager to explore that universe.
Well, so if you want a remake, there is one.
It's horrible.
Have you seen it?
The 2016?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, it's like, I'm saying it's horrible, not from I am a Ghostbusters fan, I'm offended by it. I'm just saying it was a horrible movie.
But you have seen it.
Yep.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, ooh, that's interesting. Like I'm kind of wondering if subconsciously, even though the original is far superior, I'm kind of wondering if it's tainted your...
It can't be ruled out. I was wondering that myself. I don't know how to definitively, like, to actually answer that.
I mean, the new one has some great moments.
For sure.
Right? I think Chris Hemsworth's character is hilarious.
Yep.
I really like Kate McKinnon's character.
Yep. And that movie as well had some funny moments, some witty, funny moments. So there were moments that were good.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I disagree. I disagree in the sense that I would say one of the big issues, like on the serious note, I would say that this film it has its share of serious moments, right? Like there are some horror elements to the original Ghostbusters. There are some scenes of like floating above the bed and demonic possession.
That's true.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
And just some genuinely dark scenes. I think that and the second one kind of mimics that, which is where the remake totally fell flat.
Right.
I saw it in the theater at the remake, and the opening scene prior to the music playing and us meeting, the main characters, I thought was incredible. It's a guy and he's in like this museum and he's got some BS story about, how the basement's haunted.
Sure. And
this candlestick that knocks itself off this little remote activated candlestick.
Right.
But it was genuinely a frightening scene. Like when stuff goes bad for the tour guide of this museum, he's throwing chairs that are caught in midair and stuff, and it goes genuinely bad for him.
True.
And while I was watching that, I'm sitting in the theater thinking, oh God, this might actually be like, I might really enjoy the tone of this movie.
Right. Yeah.
But it just gets awful.
It does. That's true. I think if I was, I'd find it a bit more interesting if it had just like even in Stranger Things, there's moments where you're fearful for the life of the protagonist you're watching, and there's kind of some tenser moments. And I feel that this movie, just like with the green blob, or even some of the more intense moments where it was just harder to be like, I wasn't scared. And I think if it had a bit of a different tone, that would have been an interesting route to take. But obviously, that's a totally different movie, and it's not as funny.
I would say one of the things, talking about the humor, I would say one of the things that really stand out about this film is this humor doesn't exist anymore. Like at no point is the humor in this movie crass or crude.
Yeah. No. There's a couple.
Right.
So this is related to a question I have, that is this a children's movie? Because there's the scene where the ghost pulls down Dan Aykroyd's pants.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There's like a few moments that are.
I don't think this is in any way a kid's movie.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
Or that it was specifically directed at children when it came,
Sure.
like essentially this movie was, I think, kind of marketed towards, or the main audience when it first came out were fans of the first couple of seasons of Saturday Night Live.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Right. Because that's what the humor is. And that's who, a portion of your cast was. Right. The Saturday Night Live and Second City and stuff like that. That's,
that was the target
That's kind of what this film is, right? So much like the Blues Brothers movie or the Coneheads or, anything like that. The movie, although it didn't start out as a SNL segment, it kind of feels like it could have.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? It's got that kind of vibe to it. It's set in the 80s, which you love.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Loved. Yeah, so I think you're right. It's not a children's movie. I think part of me wondered if it was, just because there's various people, like you being a child when you saw it, and even like I know some people, one specifically, like he grew up in the 80s and loves this movie, was appalled by the 2016 remake, but he grew up with this movie, and he'd probably be in a similar camp as you. Like he even, as a kid, he got in trouble because he was playing at his mosque, like with, I don't even know what those backpacks are, but he had like a backpack and he was like jumping around and like pretending to be a Ghostbuster. Like just pretending to be a Ghostbuster. Pack. Yeah. So I can totally see why kids got into this movie. And so I think I wondered what the target audience was, but...
What I would recommend to you, because we did this after we finished watching the movie last night, we immediately went and rewatched the trailer for the upcoming.
Oh, right.
And having that fresh, and there'll be a lot of references that are made in references and things that are hinted to in the trailer that I think you'll appreciate a lot better.
Right, because I'm even before I saw Ghostbusters, I'm so anticipating that movie coming out this summer. But I'm sure a lot of things went over my head as far as references and subtleties that I just wouldn't have understood before.
No, I would say tonight you got to rewatch that trailer.
Yeah.
So not only do a lot of comedy, I would say 99.9% of comedies don't get their own theme song. I would say 99.9% of comedies don't produce their own lore. Right? Their own cosplay and their own debates about the, what, like, you could debate things about like, well, that's not how the proton pack works. And that's not like genuine, sweaty, nerdy, geeky fandom.
Yeah, this movie does lend itself to a lot of unique things just based off of how popular it was and just kind of the subject matter, right? Yeah, that's true.
So was there a moment you didn't like? Was there a thing where you went, oh, come on, seriously?
So yeah, but to be honest, I'm like, this is seriously a movie that I don't have a problem with. I think mostly I'm just disappointed because I was hoping I would be more into it at the end than I was, if that makes sense.
So what was the moment?
Just when they're on the rooftop and she asks, are you a god? And they're like, no. And which lends to one of the funniest lines where it's like, Ray, when someone asks if you're a god, you say yes. But she literally just said, then you die, zap them with lightning. And to me, that should be where the movie ends. Like, if you have that powerful of a being that threatens to kill you, you should just why weren't they just instantaneously killed instead of just, let me just stun you so you literally push back 4 feet and then you just stand right up again?
Is this a genuine standpoint?
I don't want to say that like it's a flaw or weakness of the movie, but I literally did just kind of scratch my head at that point, being like, they should be dead. Like,
Wow.
if this powerful of a being is threatening to kill you, what's it screwing around for? Like, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, counter argument. Can I make a
Oh, yeah,
counter
for sure.
argument? And this is not like there's nothing to back this
Sure.
up. There's nothing
Yeah.
saying, hey, this is, how it actually
Sure.
is. It's more of me presenting a possible theory. Gozer, who's the ghost in question here, has just awoken from a multi-thousand-year slumber.
Sure.
And maybe isn't quite up to, maybe the powers aren't quite fully rejuvenated at this
It's hard
point.
to say. Hard to say.
Right? Maybe that should have vaporized them on the
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, then you'd have no reason for the Traveler to arrive in the form of the Stay Puft Marshmallow
Yep.
Man.
Which I do think is an interesting... So I think it's an interesting concept of having someone, like, in a story, your demise being whatever you imagine. So just taking one of a million different forms. I do think, like, of all the things on Earth, like, I know there was, like, some comedic value to what it was, but again, I'm not sure what direction I would have liked to see, like, there's got to be something cooler that it could have taken the form of.
Right. Sure. But not as funny.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I,
for sure.
I don't know. I just think it's the I think one of the reasons why the film is so successful is because it doesn't really it's not trying too hard. I think often films try too hard to be funny. They try to, like all of the humor. There's a lot of sarcastic humor in this movie. There's a lot of just genuine. Yes, that would be people's responses. Yeah. Right? And so there's so many moments that if you stop and think about it, you really analyze it, you go, it's not, like, none of the components of this scene are specifically that funny.
Right.
But it's such a funny scene.
Right. Yep.
Right? When they're in the library in the beginning and they turn the aisle and they come across some books that have been stacked. Mm-hmm. And Ray says, look, symmetrical book stacking, just like the, such and such of whatever. Like he pulls up a, some sort of report from the past. And Venkman says, you're right. No human could possibly stack books like this.
Yeah.
Like just this like
dry, witty, just, yeah.
The stacked books prove nothing, right? Like it's, yeah. I don't know. So my moment, the moment where I go,
oh yeah. Yeah.
is also on the rooftop at the very end, when we cross the streams, which is cool. And was like this, because there's been all this talk, like, don't cross the streams. Right. That's the number one rule. Don't cross the streams.
I was in a group chat a few weeks ago, and someone said that. And I without out of context, and I was like, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. And as soon as that happened in the movie, the light went off. I'm like, oh, it was a Ghostbusters reference.
Ghostbusters is one of those movies where the lines kind of they become everyday speak, right? They kind of transcend that movie script. I don't know. I can't tell you how many times. Wow, this is going to sound weird, but
Go ahead.
Just kind of bear with me. I wouldn't say I can't tell you how many times. It doesn't happen that often, but it's definitely happened on more than one occasion where you're with a friend. Maybe it's late at night. You're hiking through the woods or on a trail, or you're doing whatever.
Okay.
And you both have to pee in the snow.
Okay.
So you're standing there peeing.
Sure.
And there's always a joke made about crossing the streams. Always.
I can't say
there needs
I've
to be.
ever been in that circumstance.
Well, But now you'll seek those circumstances out because you have a witty line to toss out there. So anyways, the moment. We cross the streams, and 4 average New Yorkers survive a gargantuan explosion.
Oh, yeah, massive. Yeah.
Like that thing just and that's it. That's the thing where I'm like, really? They're just going to walk that off? But it's so brief, and it's such a whatever moment.
And it's getting lost in just the details of it would be silly to kind of get caught up in something like that. Like, this is a fantastical movie. Just move on.
Did you get the sense, like, there was never a joke that this movie threw at me that I felt like fell flat? There was no like, oh, that was supposed to be funny, but it's not actually funny.
Oh, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Yep.
But at the same, and that's ultra impressive because...
Well, actually, okay, there's one exception. Apparently one joke fell flat on you. Okay. I feel like the floor of a taxi cab.
Yeah, and what is this
I did
moment?
a quick Google, because it was on the roof. Dr. Egon Spangler said, I feel like the floor of a taxi cab on the roof, when he was like covered in goo.
Right, when they're...
But I totally agree. Like, there's nothing that you just kind of do a quick turn and be like, that was kind of out of place, unfunny.
But I think the reason and I think the reason why I don't remember that line is because, although none of the jokes fall flat, this movie is without relent in its comedy.
Right. Yeah.
Every third line is hilarious.
Right.
And not an intentional joke, but just funny, witty, sarcastic dialogue.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like just non-stop,
So
like just non-stop hilarity.
So let me ask you a question, because this movie is what it is. Like, it's a 1980s action adventure comedy, and if we're watching this movie to watch the human experience of characters growing and relationships, this probably isn't the movie for that. The only thing I wonder about this movie is our characters, like, did they really grow, change, or move on in any form in this movie? And my answer is probably no. So would you have traded any of this comedy, witty kind of line banter for any more character development in any way, just to watch our characters grow and become more emotionally attached rather? Or is that, then are you losing the whole feel of what the movie is going for?
I would disagree in the sense.
Sure.
I would disagree with the statement that the film doesn't have any character development and growth.
And bear in mind, like, I've only seen it once, so like, yeah,
sure,
it's just my impression after the first viewing. When I watch it again, I might be like, wow, I totally missed that.
I think the most growth that we see in a character is in Bill Murray's character.
Go
on. And it's subtle, but it's there, and just that he, like, I don't know, they do, the 4 of them become family.
True. Yep.
Right? They've got this very, New York firehouse living, work together, eat together, sleep together life. And so I think I would say the second one has a lot more growth.
Oh, cool.
I would say the second one, they really kind of unpack the characters a little bit more. Again, specifically, I think Bill Murray's character has the most growth, particularly in his interactions with Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But
see, I think that's one thing I was.
There's nothing I would change about this movie.
I think that's one thing I was expecting. Maybe is just I was getting some "Baby It's Cold Out" vibes from Bill Murray, like when he was in her apartment and she was basically like, "Get out, go," and he was just kind of like lingering on and poking his head back in. And I just thought maybe, I guess he came around a bit and was a little bit more not forthcoming or not inappropriate, but it just kind of, once she becomes kind of possessed by that entity, then really they don't have much interaction till the end where he just rescues her and kisses her.
Right.
Can I say something on a totally I just want to tell you something. I found
not like non-Ghostbusters.
It is
related,
Ghostbusters related, but not to the whole
Okay.
overarching, like, is this movie a classic? Is this what have you? I found my equivalent for James Marsden for you, for who the equivalency for me.
Who always plays a wiener every time?
Yep. William Atherton, the actor who played the CPA
the redheaded
agent.
guy. EPA.
Yeah, EPA. Just an absolute wiener every single movie.
Can I propose a revision to that statement?
Sure, be my guest.
I think James Marsden always plays a wiener.
Okay.
Right?
Sure. Which I disagree with, but go on.
Well, but I haven't seen Sonic the Hedgehog yet, so who knows?
Okay.
Right, and that, Mm-hmm. But I think William Atherton always plays a dick.
Okay. So he's like one step further. Like he's one level ahead.
I think he's just always an asshole.
Sure.
Like, I don't think James Marsden is always an asshole.
Okay.
I think he sometimes is.
Sure.
But he's definitely always a wiener.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But Walter Peck, total dick.
So I have to, and this, I felt like a child, but it's awesome what this movie made me feel. Like when William Atherton's walking around after the explosion, and then all that like goo falls on him, like just him, not just like the whole street gets covered, like it's almost like a rain cloud on top of him just splats him. I literally laughed out loud alone in a room.
Good.
Yeah. So this movie had a touch at some times for sure. Yeah, a lot of famous lines.
So many.
A lot of connections made now that I've seen this movie.
Yeah.
Just the whole Bill Murray.
We saw, we kicked its ass.
Yes, that one was big, and the cats and dogs living together line, like there's
total madness. Cats and dogs living together, total anarchy.
Yeah.
So many things that you don't realize are
from this.
Like that's happened to me with other movies.
Sure.
I think my favorite instance is showing people the movie Pee-wee Herman. When, within the course of one scene, you get introduced to, I know you are, but what am I? And take a picture, it will last longer. And, just all of these iconic things. Is not in everyday speech, but everybody knows them.
Right. Even people who haven't seen movies or aren't into movies use on a regular basis.
Yeah.
The ending scene, I love. Just the music starts playing again. Bill Murray coming out to the crowd. That theme, that suit. It's 80s movie. It's 80s film just at its finest.
Yeah. I think Bill Murray, everyone plays such an important piece of the puzzle.
Sure.
In this movie,
right?
So Bill Murray plays the role of the probably the most. He's the most sarcastic. He's a bit of a skeptic at first,
for sure.
The goofiest, but also just the kind of most he takes jabs.
Mm-hmm.
He shows affection and friendship through taking jabs.
Sure.
right? Dan Aykroyd's character is kind of he's science-y, but he's also kind of, I would say he's a little detached from reality and the way things really work and how normal people talk. Egon is entirely detached, right? He lives in a test tube.
Yep. What do you do for a hobby? I collect funguses.
I collect mold spores and fungus. Yeah. You know, and then Ernie Hudson's character, Winston is very. He's the most normal guy on the team, right? He just wanted a job. He just needed a paycheck.
He is he's the everyday guy.
But like, you know, so I've got a line typed out here that I really love in this movie.
Sure.
And it's not the funniest line, but to me it just kind of it really encompasses why these guys are so great, why they just feel like the guys, right? They feel like people who, you know, who you'd kind of want to get to know.
Sure.
You know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but there's Ray gets elected to go up and talk to Gozer.
Yeah.
Right? And Ray says, Gozer the Gozerian, good evening. As a duly designated representative of the city, county, and state of New York City, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension.
Yeah.
Which he says in a very fast-talking Dan Aykroyd kind of way.
Sure.
And Peter Venkman just sarcastically says, that ought to do it. Thanks very much, Ray. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just love, I love the humor through and through.
Yeah. Their banter,
right?
Their banter amongst themselves just comes off very natural and just fun.
Small things. When they're first in the library.
Right.
And they're about to find the ectoplasm, like oozing off of the, you know, whatever. And Ray says, listen, do you smell something? Just super subtle lines like that. Listen, do you smell something? Like, yeah, to me, it's every line in this is masterfully crafted because they are all masterful comedians in their own right. And so it's this whole film is just kind of a big mixing pot of skill.
Yeah. I'd be curious in a prequel about Dr. Shandor's backstory, like of him building the that skyscraper after the First World War. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, all right.
Yeah. That stuck out to me.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
That's never, you know, it is interesting. Like it does a good job of like fascinating you.
Yeah.
And making you wonder, like, okay, like, ooh, there's something more insidious happening here.
Right.
But, okay. So hit me with some trivia.
Yeah, I've got a couple pieces here. Let's. Can you? And where do I want to? How difficult do I want to make this?
Very.
I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm sure you'll know these answers because you're a big Ghostbusters fan. So if you know them, you can immediately say, "Yeah, I know them." Give the listener a moment or two to collect a thought. Formulate a guess.
If they're behind the scenes production stuff, I might not know them.
Who made set design number 7?
I did know this.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So who were 2 other candidates for the role of Dr. Peter Venkman?
Okay, hang on. I'll give a second for
yes.
for people to you know.
Okay, that should be good.
Okay, the role was originally written for John Belushi.
Oh, okay.
Who was a good friend of Dan Aykroyd's.
Sure.
Right, they did Blues Brothers and stuff together. So the role's originally written for John Belushi.
Right.
Unfortunately, John Belushi passes away and isn't able to play the role.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure on the second one.
Okay.
I kind of think John Candy. Just again because he is he was a part of that troupe of comedians.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
They were all kind of friends.
Yeah.
But I don't know for certain. So my two answers would be John Belushi and John Candy.
Cool. Those. So again, we were kind of talking about fake news at the beginning of this podcast. Those were two names that I saw come up. They're not the two that I specifically had for this answer. So I'm going to say no, but you're not wrong, if that makes sense. So the two...
None whatsoever, but continue.
So the two that I had were neither of those.
Okay.
Chevy Chase and Michael Keaton.
Ooh.
Which the Chevy Chase fits in with the Saturday Night Live connection.
It totally fits in.
Yeah. And Michael Keaton, I think, could have pulled it off. I think he would have fit right in.
Yeah, I think out of all of those options, Michael Keaton is the one that I would maybe consider. That's one that I would maybe consider swapping out.
For sure. Yeah. So Ghostbusters, obviously, like we alluded to before, pardon me, had its own theme song. The theme song is named after the movie. Very unique. So Ray Parker Jr.'s theme song for the film was a #1 hit for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Huey Lewis later sued Ray Parker Jr. for plagiarism due to similarities between the Ghostbusters theme song and which Lewis song.
Huey Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know many Huey Lewis songs.
Right.
Like I know Power of Love and Back in Time.
Right.
And those are the only two I really know. And so I'm trying to play them in my head. I'm going to say Back in Time.
Cool.
Because I don't think it's super close.
Yep.
But I don't think Power of Love is close at all.
Right.
And those are the only two I know.
Fair enough. So if you know this song once I say it, the tunes are remarkably similar. It's Huey Lewis's "I Want a New Drug."
Yeah, no, I don't know it, but I'll have to check it out.
If you listen and check it out, it has some similarities. Whether it's actually plagiarized or not, who knows? That's only something Parker Jr. himself would know. But there was some legal issues with that. And the final question: what was used for the marshmallow goo that explodes onto William Atherton?
Onto William Atherton. I mean, they all have marshmallow goo on them,
right? But I'm specifically wanting to know. You know what? This isn't even a question. I just want to say it. William Atherton literally had 50 pounds of shaving cream dumped on him for that scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess he is outside when that happens. Yeah. No, it's very clearly like Barbasol shaving cream.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. 50 pounds though.
Yeah.
50 pounds.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And actually,
because shaving cream doesn't weigh that much.
That's the whole point. Yeah. It's that age-old question: would you rather have 50 pounds of bowling balls fall on you or 50 pounds of feathers? At the end of the day, it's still 50 pounds of whatever it is. And if it's packed in a way that it can cause you harm, it doesn't really matter what it is.
I think I would much rather have 50 pounds of shaving cream. I don't think that's the same.
That's true. That's a bit different. If it's a non-contained liquid that can disperse when it hits you, maybe. But even when you look at those like planes that drop water over forest fires, like when it's like tons of water, there's a limit to how much you can take. Yeah. There's a bit of a crossover with an actor in this movie from the Die Hard series. Did you spot that?
Well, I mean, that's William Atherton.
Oh, sorry. There's a second crossover. Yeah, so he's in your face, and he's also a wiener in Die Hard. But there's a second crossover. Did you spot the second?
I'm trying to think. I hate Die Hard.
Yeah.
So, and I've only seen it once.
Oh, okay. Then
wait, no. I'm trying to remember the movie though.
Sure. Yeah.
He
He plays a main character in Die Hard, a very subtle extra in this movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't think I have any clue.
Sure.
That's. I mean, Bruce Willis isn't in Ghostbusters. Is he?
No, not at
No.
all. No.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman are really the only two that I know.
Right. Reginald.
Aside from William Atherton.
Yeah. Reginald Vell Johnson, who was the
Okay.
police officer in Die Hard, is a jail
Okay.
guard when the 4 Ghostbusters are in jail.
Oh, he's the Family Matters guy.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I just know him as Family. He's always a cop.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Always.
When he showed up in this movie, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a judge or something.
Sure.
But always like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah. Regardless, it's between 7.2 and 8.3. Regardless, I would pay money to see this in theaters. So this is in the highest tier. Yeah.
You can't give it almost an entire. You can't give it 0.9 of a range.
There's a couple things I was undecided on in my scale.
No. We need an actual.
Gosh dang.
I'm vetoing that from ever happening. We can't ever have.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Ooh, this is tough. I would probably lean on the 8.3. It's a weak 8.3. It's just barely 8.3. But regardless, still worth the price of admission.
All right. I'm going to give it an 8.9.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite a 9.
Not quite an 8.8.
Not quite an 8.8.
Yeah.
Nowhere near an 8.8. I would say it's like it's like 8.99.
Sure.
So what'd you watch this week?
I watched Shaggy Dog, as per your recommendation.
Sorry, The Shaggy Dog?
Sorry, no. It's kind of like, I think I watched the wrong movie. It's kind of like watching Room when you were supposed to watch the Room.
Okay.
And it was, yeah. I watched The Shaggy Dog. And if you wrote, so do you like this movie, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I think this movie's great.
So if you wrote on a piece of paper and didn't tell me what it was about and just said, you're watching a movie from the 1950s in black and white about a boy who becomes a dog, I probably...
Sounds awful.
I would have been like, dude, seriously, let's change this up a bit. Like, I don't have an hour and a half. Like, I would rather not watch that. But it's actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember much about it, but I'm pretty sure, is it the sequel that's called The Shaggy DA?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure
it's got Dean Jones, Tim Conway.
I'm pretty sure I had seen that as a child, so I had not seen this. But,
okay.
This held up. I mean, it's so 1950s it hurts in a way, like in a good way.
Right.
But just so many things just hit you in the face. Like, the dad is this stereotypical cliche dad from the 50s who's policing his children and
hates dogs,
yelling at them, just pulls out his gun, starts shooting at them. But he, maintains order in the home. More 50 stuff like that. Poor girl who just gets dropped like a hot potato when the new international girl comes to town.
Yeah.
And the family's sitting at the dinner table. Like, I'm writing things down that gave me a hoot. The dad or the mom, I forget which, they say to the eldest son, they're like, it's really about time you started dating, son. And he's like 14.
Yeah.
It's like, he's not an old spinster. Like,
it was a different time, man.
it was. And also the fact that these kids can drive, like they're in like grade 8. I mean,
I don't know. I think they're like 16, 17.
I guess maybe.
But
yeah.
I love when the dad gets sold out
Yeah.
by his youngest son, and he's just like,
sure.
it just keeps cutting back to him, and he's like, Moochie,
Yes.
Moochie.
Yeah.
Like, what are you? And just this genuine, like, son.
Yeah.
Like,
you're betraying me.
do,
Like, what
do you understand the implications? How much trouble I could be in here?
Sure. Yeah. No. It's good. I had my doubts going into it, but pretty soon I was like, yeah, this is a decent movie. This is worth watching.
Good.
So I basically just watched that, and then my recommendation for you. So what I watched was Get Out. There's not much to say about it. It's just an interesting movie, an interesting ride. Got a lot of attention for various reasons.
Super political.
Yeah. There's maybe I'm overlooking it. I like to just view it as just a movie that's just an entertaining story, and I guess there is some political implications with it, and I guess it's all in the viewer and the beholder of what they get out of a movie, right? But just from a storytelling, like from a movie making point of view, it's a very interesting movie. So
Okay.
that's what I'll have you watch.
All right.
How about yourself? What did you watch this week?
I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay. And what did you think?
I think it's way too long.
You're not alone. A lot of people did think that.
Way too long. And like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll watch it again.
Which is fair.
Like, I think the length, I think the pacing was so bad and hurt the story and made you somewhat confused about like what direction things were headed in and what was like what mattered and what didn't, and like yeah, I think this film was really, really hurt by the length. And so I'm going to say mostly, something that could have been remedied by better pacing.
Sure.
Put me in a standpoint where I'll say I didn't like this movie.
Sure.
Yeah, don't like it.
And you're not alone. A lot of people didn't receive it that well. I literally want to tell you a few things that I liked about it because I felt it's a strong candidate for the movie of the year for 2019. So what I loved about it was its portrayal of the 1960s. And it was, for me, it was a lot of fun. It wasn't about accurate depiction of the 1960s, but it was more just going for a fantastic feel, a very cool feel. In typical Tarantino fashion, I was personally drawn in with just different fascinating scenes and sequences. That scene with Leo have you seen The Great Escape?
No.
Yeah. So it's that scene would be completely lost on you then, but just having this classic Hollywood movie completely mirrored with Leonardo DiCaprio was just fascinating and well done. The Bruce Lee bits with Brad Pitt, the banter and the fighting, just some of the anticipation where like I thought Brad Pitt was going to die when he was like alone on that cult, like looking for George. I thought that we see a dead rat or a rat in a trap in the kitchen, and I thought here's some foreshadowing, like this guy's dead. But ultimately, I think the reason I like this movie so much, and it just leaves me with such a sad, melancholy taste, is Tarantino's done this in other movies. He takes a historical factual event and goes on a bit of a historical fiction ride. And so we end this movie with like ultimately an actual happy ending, which is not how it turned out in real life. And the title crops across the screen, and you remember this was just a story of once upon a time in Hollywood. This isn't actually what happened. This is just a story of what happened. And yeah, I have, the best way I can articulate it is something I saw on YouTube from Eric Voss on The New Rock Stars. And he put, in the final moments of this film, Tarantino reminds us that this sadly is not the world that we live in, and that Hollywood actually does not reflect life as it is, but rather as a heightened reflection that provides escapism and catharsis. The role of cinema is to transport us to this fictionalized dreamland, and then to end with a dramatic awakening from that dream. And I feel this movie did that very effectively. And I think the contrast of the reality of the situation and where this movie led us, just there's such a contrast that I felt it was a very good movie. And I'm in the minority, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. My full review would be a weak effort on Quentin Tarantino's part.
I think I'm just in line with where he was going. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos of what he was trying to hit with this movie, and I think you have to be aware of what his goals and intentions were, and just for some people that's just not what they're interested in, and that's fine.
See, can I argue that though? I disagree.
Sure. Yeah. With which part?
You made a comment back when we did an episode with Carl, and you made a Star Wars comment.
Sure.
And I tried to back it up with something, and your response was, if a plot point or if something about a film needs some sort of external source, some sort of external print or some sort of fan video or some sort of behind the scenes in order to justify it and make it good, then from a cinematic movie watching standpoint, it's just simply not good.
Sure.
And I think that applies here. I think your perception of this, like it's fantastic that you have found enjoyment in this film as a result of going out and watching this other material.
Yeah.
But I think that it muddies your ability to be able to objectively actually rate and review the film.
See, I think it's apples and oranges because, and it's a very good point that you're bringing up, but the difference is I didn't sit up after watching this movie and saying, man, this movie sucked. I was bored. There were just missing pieces. I don't get what was going on. And then I watched an interview with Tarantino and I said, that's where it's at. I finished watching the movie. The thing with canon is canon fills in the blanks that the movie left out. I appreciated what the movie did, and the interviews that I've seen have just reinforced it and helped me articulate why I feel the way I feel. And there's a distinct difference.
I don't know. For me, if I get up from a movie and my response is I don't get what was happening, then that's a lose. Then to me, that movie's
and that's fair. And some people probably did feel that way. I did not feel that way.
Okay.
I knew how I felt.
So moving on from the movie that I didn't like, I watched a movie that has Paul Rudd.
I'm interested already.
And Jermaine Clement. And Steve Carell.
And
Steve
Carell and Paul Rudd?
Yeah. So anyways, we watched a comedy, which I've seen several times before. I think it's hilarious, called Dinner for Schmucks.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sorry, should I say more?
No, yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's actually a movie. So I saw it when it came out in theaters, and I thought, yeah, it's okay. It's kind of slapstick. It's kind of grown on me a bit, and I've appreciated it more. I think it's just because I like Paul Rudd. But
That's fair.
yeah,
Paul Rudd's a very likable guy.
So you mentioned like, hey, I would like to get to know the Ghostbusters. I seriously would just love to have a coffee with Paul Rudd.
I mean, Paul Rudd is in the new Ghostbusters, so
Yeah, that's true.
that's the same comment.
Yep.
I also watched a movie, a pretty terrible movie,
Ooh.
a pretty awful sequel
Sure.
to what I would consider to be a great movie and a wonderful franchise otherwise.
Sure.
I watched the Netflix original Pee-wee's Holiday or Pee-wee's, I don't know, something. It's the Pee-wee Herman failed revival, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, to be the Pee-wee, I don't like that whole I don't know if it's a saga or series is kind of lost on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The final movie that I watched.
Cool.
And your recommendation.
Ooh.
Hang on, I got to look it up. What was the name of this movie?
Is Paul Rudd in it?
No.
Dang it. Huh.
What was this movie called?
Paul Rudd is older than I thought he was.
Shoot. Now I can't think of the name of the movie.
Do you remember what was it, like a Netflix movie, a Disney Plus movie?
It used to be on Netflix.
Was it action adventure? Mystery? Comedy?
It was a comedy.
Interesting. New or old?
It was called The Pill.
The Pill.
Yeah, the movie's called The Pill.
The Pill. I don't know if I've heard of that.
It's
Pill.
It used to be on Netflix. It's a 2011 film.
Okay, don't Google just The Pill. Make sure you put in movie.
I wouldn't do that.
If you guys are at home.
It won a bunch of awards.
Is it an No.
No, it's not international. It might be indie.
Okay.
It might be an independent film.
For some reason, my Google just Googled like the French version of it for some reason. Interesting.
No.
Anyway, The Pill. Okay.
Yeah, The Pill. Won some great awards. Got nominated for a bunch of others.
Sure.
It's basically a What?
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
So the synopsis is basically. Worried that he has gotten the free-spirited Mindy pregnant after an unprotected one-night stand, Fred feigns romantic interest and sticks by her side for 12 hours to make sure that she does take both doses of the morning after pill. So sounds awful.
Yeah.
sounds awful on paper.
Sure.
But it's obviously a story. It's like a romantic comedy type thing. It's a story of growth and
Sure.
being less than a dick than you started out the movie being.
Right. Cool.
So yeah.
This was just kind of like a random pick, or you had heard about it, kind of thing?
I'd seen it a long time ago. I'd watched it originally on Netflix as kind of a
Sure.
I'm crazy bored, just pick something.
Right.
Pick something I've never heard of. Roll the dice.
Sure.
Rolled the dice. Thought it was good. Watched it again as a refresher. So
Cool. Right on.
yeah. Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter.
Patreon. These are all ways in which you can connect with us.
Absolutely.
And more importantly, we can connect with you.
Right.
Connection
Connection
we
can
keep you
occur.
up to date. Yeah, we can, join our avatar ponytails. Yeah, that's so weird. Anyways,
A Sigourney Weaver reference right there.
Yeah, we're constantly posting all the time, pretty much every day of the week. We're putting up some sort of, whether it's an article not brought to you by We Got This Covered, or an opportunity to vote on a movie for one of our future episodes, or an opportunity to get entered in wicked awesome giveaways. We're pretty much always posting, and our social media is the way to stay on top of that. So all of those links are posted down below. Please check that out. Please check that out. Specifically right now, sign up for Patreon. Tell us why, Pete.
Well, we've got the Valentine's Day chocolate giveaway. So if you sign up on Patreon, we are doing a draw for 2 prizes, each worth over $17 in Lindor and Ferrero Rocher. And all you need to do to enter the contest is sign up to support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, which actually boils down.
Crazy.
It's like for 4 cents a day, 25 cents a week, or $1 a month, you're entered in this prize, and you have a pretty good chance of winning.
And can I say that, you stay supporting us,
Sure,
and then you're just automatically entered into all future things.
Absolutely.
Which happens frequently.
Yeah.
I mean, our first giveaway was back in October, and this will be our third already. So we are, it's a good way to underpay for some sweet stuff.
Yeah, for $17 worth of chocolate. That's, it's a pretty good deal. I'd sign up if I were you, the listening audience.
Yeah. Thanks again to our show's sponsor, Tim DeArmond.
Thanks.
If you want to check out some of his sweet posts on marketing and sales and stuff like that, check out the link below.
Yes, do.
He's a pretty sweet guy.
Yes.
Do you have a shout out?
No, I don't. Not for this week.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow. Thank you for not preparing.
Well, so that's not true. I actually prepare a lot, but I don't. Ghostbusters isn't a movie that's popular in my circle of friends. So I didn't have anyone that I could specifically think like, hey, Steve would like a shout out. Let's give it to Steve.
Who are your friends then? That's awful. What a unfortunate.
It's all about subjective things, because so you think that there's the movies that we voted on were movies that I should see, but there are far more important movies to cinephiles that I think people should see over Men in Black
or Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Like what? What name a movie more important than Ghostbusters?
Citizen Kane.
I'm not saying
yeah.
But from a fandom standpoint,
yeah, I see the difference.
You'd be a fan of Ghostbusters before you're a fan of Citizen Kane.
Hey, there's a lot of Citizen Kane cosplay at Comic-Con, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what you're saying is that the voting responsibility, or not the voting responsibility, the shout out responsibility has fallen on me.
Yes.
That's rude.
It depends on your definition of rude.
My definition of rude has just recently changed.
Oh, dang.
To you.
Mm.
No. So, okay, I can do a shout out for sure. My shout out this week is for Jen Hillier. She's one of the people that voted for Ghostbusters.
Cool.
I have no idea whether she listens to the show or not,
Hey,
or just went, ooh, Ghostbusters, and clicked.
Yeah.
But which is also super valid. That is a 100% valid response to seeing Ghostbusters.
That's fair.
Losing all sort of sense of motor function and just getting all giddy.
No, that's like you need motor function to like click on the vote. So she lost. Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you for listening. stay tuned. Tune in next week.
Yes.
Next week, we have the first episode of its kind. We will be interviewing, the whole episode actually will be us interviewing a gentleman named Stéphane Duchesne, who is the owner of a naturist, or in layman's terms, I guess, nudist campground. And he's going to come talk to us about nudity in film, how it's used, how it should be used, how it shouldn't be used, how it's been used in the past, and much more on that topic. So stay tuned. That should be interesting at the very least. That's your response? Yeah.
Yep.
That's it? That's all you've got?
That's all I got.
Okay, well, bye then.
Yep.